Some of you old school Living Water folks will remember our former youth pastor, Brian Hennon. Pastor Brian was a youth guy for sure, but he was very evangelistic. And he just had the perfect temperament, just very personable, great personality, very friendly guy. And I remember we would go out to, the first time we went out to lunch to a restaurant. I was still the janitor here at the time, and they would allow me to tag along with the pastors and the rest of the staff for these lunch outings. And I remember sitting next to him at the table when we were placing our orders, and he would say to the server, can I get like a cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke? And as she's writing it down, he said to her, when the meal comes, we're going to pray for our food. Is there anything going on in your life right now that we could pray for? And I was like, I dropped the menu. I looked at him like all wide-eyed, like, you don't even know her. He gave me a look like, so? But the way he did it was so just cool and casual, very conversational. It wasn't weird. Like, don't be a weird Christian, okay? We get enough weird Christians, okay? Be cool. Be conversational. And that's how he did it. And you know what she said? She goes, how dare you ask me such a personal question? Of course not. That's not what she said. Who's going to say that? Can I pray for you? Oh, I'm so offended. No, she was like, oh, wow. She's ruffled. He took her off her game. She's like, I'm taking orders. Prayer? She's like, that was so considerate of you, so thoughtful. And, she'd say like her mom was sick or something like that. And I've seen amazing things happen. She'd bring the food, because he did this all the time. I've seen servers bring the food, stay at the table, and pray with us. Great conversations ensue. We get to know these people. It's great. All he was doing was reaching out in a very kind, considerate, compassionate way. And might I add, very intentional. He brought up prayer. She didn't. That's where I think we struggle. There's got to be some intentionality as you swing from natural things like food to supernatural things like prayer. That's the challenge. So you're probably thinking, Mike, that clearly impacted you. You're sharing it as an illustration so many years later. What's been your experience as you have done that? How many servers have you asked that to? You know what my answer is? 0. Not a single one. You probably think, well, that kind of undermines the whole illustration, Mike. But not really. Not really. And let me explain why. That's usually not how it works. You see somebody do something, and you're like, oh, that's good. I'll do that exact same thing. Well, guess what? God has made us different. We're all different. There's incremental change that occurs. See, what Pastor Brian did was help me to see servers as people who weren't there to merely serve me, right? What do we expect from the server? Tend to our needs, take our orders, get them right, bring the food out, make sure it's hot, right? Keep our drinks filled, right? That's kind of what we're thinking about if we're solely focused on the natural, on the whole going out to eat business. But the reality is that those men and women who do that job, they are image bearers of God. And they need Christ as much as you need Christ, and I need Christ. And so what he did is he reoriented my thinking of going out to eat. He changed my objective. What is really our objective when we go out? We want to have good food with good company, good atmosphere, good service, and not have any dishes to do. Right? That's really our main objective. That wasn't Pastor Brian's. He was on another mission. He wasn't there solely for that. And it showed by his care and concern for that server. And so that worked for Brian. That doesn't work for Mike. So here's what I would do. Server would come up, "Hi, my name's Sally. I'll be taking care of you tonight." I'll say, "Hi, Sally. How are you today?" Now, I know what you're thinking, like, "Whoa, Mike, slow down. Like, coming on a little strong there, don't you think?" No, but this is a big step for me. You don't understand. See, up until then, the server would come up and, "Hi, I'm Sally. I'll be taking care of you." And like a dope, I'd be like, "Oh, okay." How are you? Almost quitting time. How long's your shift been? How are things going? And who knows where the Lord will take the conversation from there. And then when I pay the bill, I have little cards that say thank you, and it says thank you for serving us. There's a little gospel message in there. I'll accompany that with a Living Water card or my website card, and I'll just write a little note on there. "Hey, you did a great job." And then we're out the door. I'm kind of a hit and run evangelist. But it's something. It's something. You might say, "Well, what Pastor Brian did was better." I agree. I'm with you. Then do that, okay? Some of you, that'll work for you. You got the personality for it. You can talk to that wall over there. That's who you are. That's not how I am. Not yet. I'm reminded of what D.L. Moody said. I love this quote. He kind of lived up to his name with this quote. He said, "It is clear you don't like my way of doing evangelism. You raise some good points. Frankly, sometimes I do not like my way of doing evangelism. But I like my way of doing it better than your way of not doing it." Kind of crabby. I think DL got up on the wrong side of the bed that day. But his point is, okay, what are you doing? And I would ask you the same. What are you doing? I told you what I'm doing. What are you doing? I'd like to know. Maybe I'll start doing that. Might be better than what I got. I can learn from you as much as you can learn from me. But the point of all of this is do something. Do something. Do what works with your personality, who God made you. How many of us are doing nothing?